A break in a West Melbourne apartment ended when police say the homeowner shooting at intruders and killing one of them.
This is a nice development. It's usually very quiet and everybody watches out for each other. So I hope they do something to make sure it doesn't happen anymore.
According to the West Melbourne police, multiple people, possibly armed, forced their way into one of the apartment units. It was then that the homeowner opened fire with their weapon, firing multiple times, hitting two of the intruders. One was pronounced dead at Holmes Regional Medical Center. The other showed up at a hospital and is being treated.
I'm against guns. You know, I think we really seriously need to take a look at it, and we're not. So, you know, I just stay close to home, stay out of the way.
You know, the longer I do this, the more I start to realize that people aren't really anti-gun. No, there are some who are anti-gun, like people who are in power and who want to gain control over people and so forth and so on. But just kind of regular people. Like, take the woman in this video and how she responded. And she talks about not liking guns in response to a situation where a homeowner actually used a gun to protect themselves. It begs the question, how can you be against firearms when that firearm was used in a positive way? And it made me think, no, she's not anti-gun. She's anti-criminals engaging in violence. She just doesn't know where to put that energy to, because all she sees and hears is the guns. And she feels helpless to stop somebody from doing something like that. And she sees herself as a possible victim. So there are a lot of people in this world who never see themselves as potentially stopping someone from attacking them. They want somebody else to do it. And it's kind of honestly the mentality we've created in this country with respect to over-reliance on the government. Like, you can talk about it being a safe neighborhood all you want, but that doesn't mean anything, especially when you're dealing with an economic environment where criminals honestly are just becoming more desperate. Like, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but this is going to happen more and more as we go further and further along into this economic depression, so to speak. People have really got to start becoming real with themselves about the reality that we're living in. Like, the police can't do anything about it. The politicians can't do anything about it. And then there are those politicians who don't want to do anything about it because they benefit from the increased violence. It causes some people to run closer to the government. Please make it stop, government. These bad people with guns. But in reality, you're the only person responsible for your safety, as I said many a times. This woman talks about, I don't like guns, so I just stay near home. These criminals came to this person's home. So it shows you that people largely live in a delusional reality. And she seems sweet enough, but she's delusional. If somebody kicks in her door, as it was the case here, what is she going to do about it? Let's say these individuals didn't even have a gun. She'd still be shit out of luck because she's dealing with 2, 3, 4 people who could easily overpower her and kill her without even using a firearm. And that firearm, if she had one, would make her equal, would give her the ability to fight back. A lot of people don't see it that way. A lot of people just want to say, government, please do something. The problem is what happens when the government doesn't do anything. And that is the reality a lot of people don't want to let their minds go to, because it's scary. It's scary to think that you are out here on your own and that there's really nothing other than taking your life in your hands. That's the only option you have. You don't have any other options. If you get lucky and there's a police officer somewhere to stop it from happening, great. But to rely on it, it's just not smart. Arm yourself. You don't have a choice. Whether you like guns or not, you don't have the luxury anymore not to like firearms in this country. You don't. There's over 300 million of them. They ain't going nowhere. You don't have that luxury. And so since you don't have that luxury, as somebody who actually cares about your safety, get a gun. Learn to use it safely and effectively, and get training. No one says that you have to become John Wick. Just become proficient enough to defend yourselves effectively against a potential attack like this. You're seeing it firsthand, somebody using a gun to protect themselves. So if it can happen in your neighborhood, it means it can happen to you in the same neighborhood. For people watching this video, share this video. Let people know, look, you can actually take your life, the protection of your life, into your own hands. And you don't have to depend on an amorphous government who's not going to be there anyway to protect you. You know how frightening it is to think about what happens in the moments before, during, and even days after having to use your gun in self-defense? When you first start carrying a gun for protection, it can be a very scary and nerve-wracking experience, especially if you haven't gotten the education and training you need to feel confident.
I've been there myself, hoping I never have to go through a self-defense shooting, which is why I'm a member of the USCCA. As a USCCA member, you can eliminate some of the stress of carrying a gun for protection by accessing the amazing wealth of firearm education, training, and current state-specific gun laws of your state or states you may travel to. This can help you be prepared for, or hopefully even avoid, a self-defense incident. As a bonus, members automatically become insured on the self-defense liability insurance policy purchased by and issued to the USCCA. Click below to learn more. I'm sure the YouTube algorithm is going to do a phenomenal job of suppressing this message. So please share this video with as many people as you can so we can beat the algorithm and get our two-way message out to the masses. Also, don't forget to like this video and leave a comment and hit the bell and subscribe button.